to make a crock pot slash Instapot soup, so I thought I would show you live what it is. I have never made this before, but a friend shared it with me, who I trust, said it's great. And it's the kind of recipe that is really forgiving, so you can mix this up however you want with various vegetables. It's mainly vegetables, but it sounded delicious, so I'm going to share. It's called the Best Detox Crock Pot Lentil Soup. I have to give credit to the Pinch of Yum, that is the author of this recipe. However, I am going to change it up based on things that I have, what we like, and you can use, like I said, I'm gonna use my Instapot, which this is also a crock pot, but it'll be done in 30 minutes versus 5 to 7 hours. Okay, so the first thing you need is 2 cups of butternut squash. Now again, I'm not measuring things. I'm just gonna add, this is 32 ounces. I already got it cubed. I could probably cut it a little bit more. There's some big pieces. So it says to just take 2 cups of butternut squash cubed, stick it in there. And it also says to use 2 cups of carrots. Now I don't have carrots, so I'm gonna use this whole thing of butternut squash instead, which is 4 cups total, so that's gonna take the place of carrots. So I really don't have to, it's already cubed. I'm just gonna dump it in there. Buy it like that, saves you time. Okay, although I do love to chop. That's one of my favorite things to do. Now, it also says 2 cups of celery chop. This is a great way to use the leafy part of your celery. So I took all of the leafy parts out of the stalks, and I'm gonna use it for the soup. Because at the end, it's actually gonna say to take some of the soup out and blend it with oil, because then it gets like emulsified, and you can put it back in. I might just use my emulsion blender right in the pot. I don't know, we'll see. So I'm just gonna chop it up like so, and I'm so glad I finally figured out how to turn the camera so I'm not chopping with my left hand and things are backwards. Took me a while to figure that out. Somebody pointed that out to me. Unfortunately, all of my videos that I've done in the past and that are now on YouTube are all backwards pretty much. But oh well, what are you gonna do? The information is there. All right, so I'm just gonna chop that up like so, and I'm gonna stick that in the pot here. Oh, and I got 80s music playing, so I may burst into song, and I'm sorry, but I can't help it. But this is gonna be my version of kitchen karaoke. Men at Work is on right now. It's gonna play all the old stuff. So, you know, my son's doing winter track now, and it brings me back to my days in track. Still can't believe I used to hurdle. But hearing 80s music, you know, there are certain songs that I relate to riding the bus and winter track, like Aha, Take On Me. Does that happen to you guys? I know. I can't believe it's been so many years since I've been in high school. Okay, so we got that in there. Now it calls for 2 cups of potatoes, which I have already peeled, but I am going to chop here. And again, I don't know if, oh, look at the inside of that. That's not good. I'm gonna cut that out. I might need to, I peeled 2 large potatoes. That should be enough. Although I love potato soup, and I love pureeing potato soup. Hi everybody, thanks for watching. Feel free to comment if you have any questions while we're doing this. I love to interact. But potato soup's one of my favorite things to make. Potato leek. My sister once made a potato lemon soup. Oh, Nance, that was so good. I'll have to make that again. And it's soup season, right? What's great about using the crock pot too, or Instapot, is you set it and forget it, and then you come home and you have this amazing meal. For sure. All right, so again, because it's gonna all boil down, you don't have to cut them too small, but you need to fit more stuff in there. So there's that. And actually, this recipe calls for lentils. So now that I have all these lentils, there's a Syrian dish I'm gonna make with lentils. My kids are starting to really love Syrian food, which is great. And unfortunately for me, they love lamb. So funny story, while I'm chopping, we went out to dinner last week to an Italian restaurant, and on the menu were double cut lamb chops. So I got that for myself. That's what I ordered, medium rare. My other son orders zuppa de peche, that's his favorite. Michael and my son Marco decides to go something completely different and gets the fried chicken cutlet with the arugula salad on top. I said, Marco, do you know what that is, right? It's gonna be covered with salad. Yeah, Mom, okay. So the entrees come and mine looks amazing. And we start to eat. I take one bite of my lamb chop. It's perfectly cooked and it tastes so good. It melts in my mouth. Now I proceed to see my boys looking over at my dish. Would you like to try some? Sure. Okay. Marco gets a whole double chop. Michael gets the rest of the one I just cut. And they said, oh my God, this is amazing. I wish I ordered that. Of course. So what does this mother do? I noticed Marco's not really eating. I said, you don't really like your dish, do you, Marco? He goes, no, not really. I said, would you like mine? You want to switch? Okay. So I gave him my lamb entree. I ate the rest of his. But next time we are all getting lamb chops. But I would do it again because I love them so much. Okay, the potato, I almost said tomatoes. The potatoes are in. Now I have to chop an onion and that goes in too. So I'm gonna do that. This is how I chop my onions. And then I just cut it in half, take off the, oh, Don't You Want Me Babies on Human League. Oh my God, I haven't heard this song in so long. Take off the skin. And again, you don't have to chop too small because it's gonna just boil down. But I'm just gonna do this. So a trick to cutting fast is leave the tip, can you see that? Tip on the cutting board. And you can just do this, right? And it makes small chops. Let me just lift it up, throw it in the pot. Can you see my pot? Yeah. So how many of you guys do crock pot versus Instapot? I know one's just faster than the other, but I'm trying to use mine more, especially now for soups, because why not? All right. We got my onions in there. Now, it calls for 1 cup of green lentils, which I have here. I'm gonna dump that in. And then it also calls for 3/4 cup yellow split peas. Nobody in my family will eat peas except for me. I love peas. So it makes it really hard because I can't cook anything with peas. But instead, I'm gonna just add some red lentils. Why not? I just figured, oh, I'm gonna try something different. You could just add more green lentils, but I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. So I'm gonna add a little bit more. I'm not gonna measure. It says 3/4 cups. That's good. All right, red lentils. And now 5 cloves of garlic mince. I forgot to get those. Hold on. All right. So here are my garlic cloves. Here's a trick to getting the skin off your garlic. So I'm gonna just find where I can cut into it here. Here's one. So you take the garlic and you're gonna lay it flat like this, and you're gonna bang it. And the skin comes right off. See, easy, you don't have to touch it. I need 5 of these bad boys. One, good thing I have garlic in my, I'm gonna chop off the end here. Open it a little bit easier. Ooh, there's nothing like the smell of garlic. Woo! So I make hummus too, and I put a garlic clove in that. So I always have these ingredients on me. All right, here we go. We're gonna bang away. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we did number 5. Take these off. Easy. And it's supposed to snow this weekend in New Jersey. Yeah. So I'm already seeing the posts of people saying, go get the bread and milk. So funny, right? I know. All right, now I'm gonna mince these up. You could use one of those garlic presses, but I like to chop. So I'm gonna just chop away like this. Watch your fingers. Just curl your fingers so you don't chop them off. Try to teach my boys that when they chop. Okay, here we go. And honestly, you could probably blend this whole soup. It'd probably be really good. Instead of just doing 4 cups of it. It says at the end to do 4 cups. All right. So here we go. The garlic goes in. Ooh, that's a lot of garlic. But this, again, is supposed to be a detox soup. So, all right, now what's next? Okay, so this says 8 to 10 cups of vegetable or chicken broth. However, it says if you use the Instapot instead of the crock pot version, which I'm going to do, you could use less broth. So I can use, it says 6 to 7 cups of broth instead. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to use chicken broth because that's what I have. And 132 ounce is 4 cups. So I'm going to know that that's 4 cups. Throw one of these bad boys in. You can use homemade broth, which I made soup this week. My recipe is my mom's, and I have that on my YouTube cooking channel. I actually have one of those of all my Facebook videos, so if you want the recipe, let me know. There's a link in my bio. And here is another, let's just see, add another 2 cups. Half of this would be 6 cups. That should be good. All right, now it says to add herbs de Provence. I don't have that mixture, but all that is marjoram, thyme, rosemary, basil, parsley. You could pretty much put whatever herbs you want in here, which is what I'm gonna do. So I have some rosemary, and it says 2 teaspoons of herbs de Provence. Put whatever you want. I'm gonna add a little tarragon. I love tarragon. Do you guys cook with tarragon? It smells good too. It smells great. There is a pasta dish at Parker's Garage in Long Beach Island. It's is it lobster, shrimp, and pappardelle, and it has tarragon. Oh, it's so good. And that's where I'm like, ooh, I really like tarragon. Oregano. I'm gonna add a little oregano. I'm gonna add a little parsley. Here's a trick to release the oils and dried herbs. That's probably too much. Mash them in your hands like that, and then put it in. Again, I'm not measuring. Oh, and then I have some fresh basil. I'm gonna chop that up and throw that in there too. Okay. Now, oh, this smells amazing. All right, we got all of our stuff in there. You see that? So I'm gonna stir that up. Now, I can't show you the finished thing because it has to cook for 30 minutes. Again, it says you could put it on your slow cooker for 5 to 6 hours on high or 7 to 8 hours on low. I'm choosing the Instapot version, which is on the soup setting for 30 minutes with a quick release. And then you're gonna add in 2 to 3 cups of kale. However, I'm using an organic super green blend, which has kale, spinach, collard greens, and arugula. I'm just gonna throw that in there at the end. You could probably chop it if you want to. I might chop it so it's a little bit smaller. And then it says to place 4 cups of the soup in a blender with olive oil, and you pulse gently until smooth and creamy, because the oil makes it form like a creamy consistency. And then you add it back to your soup to combine, stir in the kale. Oh, and fresh parsley too. It says to add a cup of fresh parsley and then a swish of sherry, red wine vinegar, or lemon juice. I might add some lemon juice. We'll see. And then you season to taste. And there you have it. Serve it with bread, and it says Parmesan cheese. Yum. So I'll let you know how this tastes after we eat it. I hope it's good, but it smells really good, and why not? If you have any good recipes, share them on this thread. I would love to see what you guys are making. If you have any questions, let me know. And this is going to be added to my YouTube channel. Have a great day. I have to do this to hit it end.